Jesus warns the Taliban Sharia law brings bitter waters that kill many. Listen to Jesus. To understand Sharia law, you must first understand the spirit that opposes Jesus Christ, the spirit of the Antichrist. This spirit, the beast of Revelation, appeared to Muhammad and gave him a false story about Jesus. This became Sharia law. When most people think of Sharia law, they think of the harsh treatment of women, and rightly so. But more importantly is what Sharia law does to the path of salvation. Sharia law takes away any chance of salvation through Jesus Christ. In the book of Revelation, chapter 22, Jesus warns us that a false text will appear. This false text will have words added that bring the plagues of Revelation, and have words taken away that take away any hope of salvation and the tree of life. These words give Sharia law that Jesus warned us about. Next, you must understand what Sharia means. In Arabic, Sharia derives from a word that means the way or a path to water. But Jesus told us he was living water. And he also warned that a text was coming that would give bitter water. Sharia is the path to bitter water, not the living water of Jesus Christ. The keys to unsealing the book of Revelation and understanding the damage from Sharia law come from the warnings in Revelation chapter 22, verses 18 and 19. Once these passages are understood, the book of Revelation becomes clear. We begin with the clear warning from Jesus in Revelation 22:18. I warn everyone who hears the words of the prophecy of this book. If anyone adds to them, God will add to him the plagues described in this book. In this passage, Jesus is specifically warning that certain actions will occur from the words that are added that give the plagues of Revelation. These plagues are related to worshiping the beast and its image and taking the mark of its name. Now let's look at the words that were added that Jesus warned about in Revelation 22:18. Remember that Jesus said these things 600 years before the Quran was written. Here is an example of the words added that give the plagues of Revelation. Quran 20, verse 14. Verily I am Allah. There is no God beside me, so serve me and establish prayers to remember me. There are more words added that Jesus warned about. Quran 2, verse 144. We have been seeing you turning your face to the heavens, so we will certainly assign to you a prayer direction that you would like. Now turn your face in the direction of the sacred mosque, the Kaaba in Mecca, and O Muslims, wherever you are, turn your faces in its direction. The Sharia path to water leads to bitter water and kills many. These prayers are to a false god, a spirit that wants to be God but is not. We know this because Jesus told this in Revelation chapter 8, verses 10 and 11. The third angel sounded his trumpet, and a great star, blazing like a torch, fell from the sky on a third of the rivers and on the springs of water. The name of the star is Wormwood. A third of the waters turned bitter, and many people died from the waters that had become bitter. This is Sharia, the path to bitter water. How can we be 100% certain that this spirit who appeared to Muhammad could not be representing the true God? We know this because Jesus told us so. 1 John chapter 2, verses 22 and 23. Who is the liar? It is whoever denies that Jesus is the Christ. Such a person is the Antichrist, denying the Father and the Son. No one who denies the Son has the Father. Whoever acknowledges the Son has the Father also. In the Quran, we can see the exact warnings from Jesus. Quran 4:171. Allah is indeed just one God. Far be it from His glory that He should have a son. And the same warning in Quran 23:91. Allah has not taken any son, nor has there ever been with Him any deity. There is a severe punishment from God for following Sharia law, following the commands of the Quran. Revelation 14, verses 9 to 11. A third angel followed them and said in a loud voice, "If anyone worships the beast and its image and receives its mark on their forehead or on their hand, they too will drink the wine of God's fury, which has been poured full strength into the cup of His wrath. They will be tormented with burning sulfur in the presence of the holy angels and of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment will rise forever and ever. There will be no rest, day or night, for those who worship the beast and its image, or for anyone who receives the mark of its name." We get the second warning from Jesus in Revelation 22:19, where Sharia and the Quran take away words that give salvation. "And if anyone takes away from the words of the book of this prophecy, God will take away his share in the tree of life and in the holy city, which are described in this book." Quran chapter 4, verse 157 takes away the words that give eternal life. Quran 4:157 denies the crucifixion and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Without the atoning sacrifice of Christ, there is no path back to the Father. The Quran has an entire chapter, chapter 5, called the Table, in which Allah takes the Lord's Supper, the Lord's table, and makes it His own. So you see, Sharia law is much more than just harsh treatment of women. Sharia is the path to water, but it is the path to bitter water. Only Jesus gives the path to living water.